morning, boys and girls. Welcome back. So glad you're here this morning. We have been talking about the armor of the Lord in Ephesians chapter 6, and we're going to talk about verse 16 today. The first part of it, or actually the whole verse, sorry, boys and girls. Verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So boys and girls, what's different about a shield from the other things that we've talked about? So a breast, you can move it. You can move the shield, okay? The breastplate, that just covers one part, okay? When you're wearing it, you're not like trying to move it around, okay? You might adjust it into spot, but once it's there, that's where it's going. But your shield, you're moving around. You're trying to protect yourself with it. Thanks, Peter, or your friend. So the shield is a little bit different in that it's not something you put on and leave on. Okay, it's a part that you pick up and you move around as you go. No matter how well protected a warrior may seem, there is always a weakness somewhere, some part that's not covered. All the enemy has to do is find that weakness, and they'll be able to take the knight down. That's why warriors have shields. So when I was reading that and studying this, I thought about David and Goliath. Okay, Goliath had on all that armor, but where did he have a weakness? In his forehead. So where did he get hit? In his weakness. That's how you take someone down, is in their weakness. Well, boys and girls, thankfully, Satan is not throwing physical rocks or darts at us, but he knows where we're weak. He knows where our struggles are. Maybe our struggle is telling the truth. Maybe our struggle is thinking things that are pure or right. Maybe our struggle is pride. We think we're better than everybody else. Boys and girls, we have different struggles, okay? Maybe you have a struggle. Using food is always usually pretty good with kids, okay? So, maybe your favorite candy bar or piece of candy is a Reese's peanut butter cup, and it's sitting there, and your friend has left, and you're just thinking about taking it. But it could be that there's a piece of broccoli there, and I know some people like broccoli, but there's a piece of broccoli sitting there, you're like, no way, that is not a weakness for me. But that Reese's cup might be. Well, boys and girls, kind of just like that, Satan knows where our weaknesses are, and that's where he's going to tempt us. And the shield of faith helps us block or fight against those fiery darts that Satan is sending. So faith covers areas of our lives where we struggle with sins and where we don't know the answer to a question. Okay, so we're primarily talking about sins and areas of weakness, but we don't always know the answer to a question. Okay, as you get older, somebody might ask you, can God make a rock that's so big he can't pick it up? Okay, boys, girls, there are some things we just take by faith. We know God said he can do everything, so he can do everything. How does all of that work? We don't know, but by faith, we believe it. And there are some concepts in the Bible, like the Trinity, that are kind of hard for us to understand sometimes. How can there be three and one? But you know what? Some things we take by faith. Now, we study and we learn as much as we can, but some things we just have to realize we're not going to completely understand here on earth. We take it by faith. Hebrews chapter 11 is the chapter about faith, the hall of faith, and it talks about several people who were faithful to God and had faith in God. One of them was Abraham and Sarah. Do you remember how they had children in their old age and had to have faith that God was going to give Abraham generations to come that would be like sands of the sea, and yet he hadn't even had any children yet, or the stars in the sky. They had faith. The shield of faith, though, boys and girls, is not only our faithfulness to God and having faith in him, but it's also God's faithfulness to us. Boys and girls, at times, we struggle. Okay, we have a hard time. But you know what, boys and girls? God never struggles. Never, ever. He is faithful. He will never leave us or forsake us. And I have a feeling I was talking to Peter, I had written down a wrong reference. I'm fairly certain the reference I was supposed to have written down was the verse about God never leaving us or forsaking us. He is always faithful. He's always there for us. When we are faithful, it means we completely trust that God will protect us in our war against Satan. In 1 John 5, verses 4 and 5, it says, "For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world? But he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of God." Boys and girls, the problem is when we doubt things, we're not being faithful. That's why God is faithful to us. He will never leave us. When we believe that, we are picking up the shield of faith. So boys and girls, as you go through this week and different things come up and you fight your weaknesses, remember the shield of faith. When you feel lonely, remember the shield of faith, because Jesus, God, will never leave us or forsake us. Well, I'm looking forward to, boys and girls,